examinations. This and more in the NILE CAST News Bulletin. It's the 13th of October 2023, and you're most welcome to the NILE Cast on West Nile Television. Now let us dive into some of the stories of the evening. Following the increase of rainfall patterns in Pakwach district in the month of October, the art craft makers in Panyongo sub-county Pakwach district have revealed that their businesses are always disrupted by heavy rainfall received in this month of October 2023. Alfred Jawok reports.
Samuel Keuber, the chairperson Bashir Art Craft Makers Association in Pakwach district, during an interview with West Nile TV reporter, noted that due to rainfall interruption on their businesses, paying school fees for their children have become a challenge. Keuber further said, coupled to heavy rainfall and high cost of living, his association seeks for help from non-governmental organizations in Pakwach district to support them. When asked about how to save environment through planting trees, he asked government to provide for them seedlings so that they plant more trees to replace the ones they are cutting for their businesses. Benedict Okwaimongo, another craft maker, advises his colleagues to get an alternative way of supporting their families.
Pango motokari they take kai yene chali wila kai itungi manya nok de motokari eli futaka chepira beri igam tinye don kunyinchi pira re nwangi twelu yenta bo mete nya makichol taka chepira beri tatwi etu indomi don kuranga ya eni pek motika no ni doko take pa motokari plan mwanya ya watu wa bekele kuja kwa nyanga mede makingwa titiliyen rango yumu makwa sham ko munga de pe makamede sipokonyo yi entu dung mapene nya ekilwa plan mo chipupido kuru yen yuru misoko machalo ponji ari machalo loan mochubu kanwango karaweki kumyen mapida ini de benite nyama kwa chwa wile na wela kada kwa bua pidu.
Bashir Art Craft Makers Association started in 1998 with only 5 members, but now the association has attracted more than 97 members who deal in making art crafts.
South village where this kind of art is made, and these people, though the government is trying to ask them to plant trees, they are also maneuvering to cut down trees, and also they are appealing to government to help them, to provide for them seedlings so that they plant more trees, and in the next time they will be cutting their own. This is Bashir South, where these young youths, they are trying to earn their living through this kind of art craft. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, NILE CAST.
And more in our stories. Arua district today gave hostage to the nation in commemorating the International Hand Washing Day at Aruba Primary School in Arua district. The Hand Washing Day is commemorated globally every year on the 15th of October 2023, annually, to raise awareness on hand washing as an effective and affordable means to disease control, most especially in water-related diseases. Take a look.
Arua District today gave hostage to the nation in commemorating the International Hand Washing Day at Arua Primary School playground. The Hand Washing Day is commemorated globally every year on the 15th of October to raise awareness on hand washing as an effective and affordable means to disease control, most especially water-related infections. Right Honorable Robert Nabanja, the Prime Minister of Uganda, who was supposed to grace the occasion through her speech read by Aisha Sekindi, the State Minister for Water and Environment, encouraged the masses to always wash their hands so as to save lives and unnecessary cost on health.
Let us not forget that this simple act holds the power to save lives, to reduce healthcare costs, and to protect the vulnerable among us. Let us carry the message of hand washing with us every day, not just in time of crisis, but as a daily ritual of care responsibility.
Similarly, Dr. Kabanji Moses, the Assistant Commissioner Environmental Health Ministry of Health, implored the masses to take on hand washing as a practice since it's one way of preventing most of the diseases. He also went ahead to call upon for increase in funding to sensitize the masses on hand washing.
25% of the diseases that affect our communities are prevented. And the biggest fight, the biggest tool here is just hand washing. So we take it for granted, but it is the biggest. When we were touring, the Honorable Minister noted that in the Parliament they were asked that we need 10 billion to invest in teaching people to wash hands. When I was listening, I said, even if, in my heart, even if you don't invest the 10 billion in hand washing, you will still invest the 10 billion in trying to treat the infections resulting from hand washing. So, I'm here to simply say that hand washing has a direct impact on our health indicators as Ministry of Health. So it's my pleasure to be part of this very important event. I'm aware that this event here provides that platform that allows us to engage, to advocate, to popularize, but also to get awareness about hand washing. It's a global event. The global event happens on 15th as Uganda.
Odongo Patrick, the water officer for Arua district, stressed on the issues of high tariffs as he calls on the members of parliament to debate on the reduction of the tariffs for both domestic and institutional use.
We have sub-counties which were carved from the district to the city. These sub-counties are quite large, and you find they cannot access the national water because the rates of the tariff are very high. The tariff right now, domestic, is 4,100 shillings. That is a cubic. That's quite very high. Most of these houses are not able to afford. Our appeal as the leaders of the district is through the parliamentary forum, you will see how to adjust on the tariff through parliament. Let these tariffs be adjusted so that it can cater for the poor person in the village. Also looking at the institutional tariff, they are at 4,100. This is quite high vis-a-vis the population that institutions are receiving.
Alfred Okwonzi, the Arua district chairperson, lauded the government of Uganda for coming up to again sensitize the population on hand washing, which he says has gone down in the past COVID era due to people getting too reluctant.
We want to thank the government of Uganda so much for bringing this culture and instilling it in us. During COVID-19, it peaked quite well. I'm sorry that after COVID-19 we have removed our feet off acceleration cable, and that is why the coverage is getting low and low. And I thank you so much for taking time off to come and remind people of Arua district and West Nile at large to treat this with the urgency and importance it deserves.
Arua district hosted the event under the theme "A Safe Hand is Closer to a Reach." Peace Oshake, Farish Majid, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And more in our stories. During a community engagement held on the 12th of October, organized by the State House Anti-Corruption Unit and the Maracha District Local Government, leaders have criticized the investigation procedures that the State House Anti-Corruption Unit uses when handling corruption-related cases. Osuta Yusuf reports. State House Anti-Corruption Unit on Thursday, the 12th of October 2023, held a community engagement meeting in Maracha District aimed at finding out corruption-related issues that are affecting service delivery in the district. The meeting was attended by the heads of department in the district, starting from the Resident District Commissioner, the Deputy Resident District Commissioner, DISO, the District Police Commander, the LC5 Chairperson's Office, District Councillors, District Service Commission, Human Resource Education, Health, Engineering Department, Education Department, retired civil servants and community members, among others. Kenna Robert, a representative from the State House Anti-Corruption Unit, has advised the Wananchi not to be afraid of giving information on corruption-related issues in the district from sector to sector. He also urged the district officials to put into good use the resources given to them by the government to monitor its programs.
This is what are you doing? PDM money is being wasted. Embezzled. Why? Why? The money sent on the ground is meant for you. It's not Museveni benefiting. And other diseases, you are also seeing things going wrong. You don't act. Do the right things so that each program runs well. We have issues in UPE. Capitation grant, and they embezzle that money. Chairman, District Service Commission, you are doing a disservice to the Wananchi. You have agents outside soliciting money for you. Chairman, District Service, you are independent people. That's why the government entrusted you with those offices. Keep your integrity. I'm not saying that you are corrupt.
The male councillor representing workers in the district, Honorable Diki Alema, criticized the investigation procedure the IGG and State House Corruption Unit uses when handling corruption-related issues, stating that Maracha District has paid lots of court fines as a result of arresting district officials without a logical conclusion of investigations.
So when the issues, there's a way we normally handle them. We don't use kangaroo style, which sometimes IGG does, which sometimes the State House Anti-Corruption does. Come and get the true image of Maracha when you are here. You'll go with issues. I'm not saying that we don't have issues in Maracha. There are issues here in Maracha. But please kindly come on the ground, get the list of the matters, you go back where the errant officers pick them, when you already have files. In history, the district has lost a lot of money in court cases because officers have been handpicked, taken to court, but at the end of the day, the court bends towards the district. We're wasting government money. So we also have that affair.
Maracha District LC5 Vice Chairperson Honorable Asid Bosco, who doubles as a councillor for Agai Town Council, described the corruption allegations in the district as baseless by saying not everyone in the district is corrupt, and he advised the State House Anti-Corruption Unit official to report the matters as issues of political interest that are generating these fights in the district.
Most of our technical staffs are working with a lot of stress. This has been caused by us, the political leaders. Not everybody who sits here is corrupt. There may be one or two who are there, but they can spoil the name of the district. It is just like at the council level. You may find one of your son is a thief, or if a poisoner within the family. All the family members will be blamed. So I'm very thankful. The report you should take against the political interest here. Politicians are fighting on the baseless issues.
The Resident District Commissioner for Maracha District, Right Captain Yasin Buga Matata, castigated the State House Anti-Corruption Unit for rushing into operations and making arrests when the district officials are involved, but cowardizing arresting ministry officials who may be involved in corruption tendencies.
One thing is that you people, you hurry for district very quickly. But the things in the ministry, internal affairs, there's a lot of corruption there. But for you people, you don't say that's corruption. You say corruption in the district. Now, I want to know, and even you are aware, when they did your or a cow or a chairman, big C, a bungalow is a problem. But when the auditor general, accounting general, PS builds a bungalow, there is no problem. What is the reason?
Also to Yusuf and Dokomaringa Christine for West Nile Television, NILE CAST. And more in our stories, Senior 6 candidates of Panyango Secondary School in Zombo District have been cautioned against being indisciplined during the upcoming National Uganda Certificate Examinations 2023. The Uganda Certificate of Examinations for the 2023 candidates officially started today, the 13th of October 2023, with briefing of the students across the country. Alfred Jawok reports.
According to Reverend Father Charles Uhuru, the head teacher at Panyango Senior Secondary School in Pakwach District, Uganda National Examination Board, UNEB, has written to all schools whose candidates have registered to sit for the examinations that self-discipline during examinations is paramount. He cited the example of one of the students at the school who misbehaved toward last year's examinations and he was barred from doing the examinations.
Is for them to follow all the rules, all the guidelines that have been given by UNEB. We had the briefing ourselves. Now we are rolling it down to them, and we expect them to follow all those rules so that the examinations this year run smoothly. This year the expectations are very high, because not only for this school, not only for Panyango SS, but nationwide, because this is the last lot that is winding up the old curriculum, and being the last lot, the way I've seen generally, all the schools have been preparing so much so that they get good grades. And they say bye to the old curriculum in a strong way by getting so many good grades. So I think the expectation is that the exams for this year will be better done. I also see that the students are better prepared. Like if we take our own here, we have done all our best to prepare them well, and they're ready to wait for Monday when they will officially begin.
In the meantime, Christopher Otim, one of the teachers in Pakwach District, is optimistic that the candidates will obey by the rules and regulations put in place by Uganda National Examination Board. He called upon parents to give an enabling environment for their children who will sit for the examinations.
A piece of paper, any handkerchief you have, don't write on them. Petticoats, those who have petticoats, don't write on them. Even on your ties here, don't make any effort of writing on the papers, okay? That will be a case of malpractice. Number 2, copying from one another, collusion, or leaving work exposed such that another candidate can copy from is also one case of examination malpractice. I know collusion, with collusion here during agriculture, normally most of the things are put centrally, isn't it? And you are supposed to come and make observations. Oh, see. In process, some of you normally collide, isn't it? You find some other brushing the colleagues' bodies. with the intention maybe to get what the colleague has done, what? Has written. And then in the classes, when you are sitting, some of you tend to expose your work. That one is not allowed, okay? Don't expose your work. Let the work be before you, and it should be for you alone.
Candidates will start writing their examinations on Monday, starting with the Geography Paper 1 and 2 in the morning and afternoon. A total of 364,470 candidates registered for this year's Uganda Certificate of Education as compared to 349,445 candidates last year, indicating a percentage increase of 4.5 in candidature. Out of these, 184,014 50.5% are female, while 18,456, 49.5 are males. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And more in our stories, Arua City Council has approved over 3.7 billion shillings supplementary budget to support the improvements in the various sectors of education, health, and other infrastructure developments, as well as supporting livelihood programs. Frederick Jamadri reports.
Arua City Council has approved 3,793,145,417 Ugandan shillings supplementary budget to support various interventions in the sectors of education, health, and other infrastructural developments, as well as supporting livelihood programs. Key priority areas include the $100,143 project, an equivalent of 373,129,000 shillings, meant to benefit forcibly displaced people, including the urban refugees, asylum seekers, and other groups that are living within Arua City under the project Financing Durable Solutions Initiative for Forcibly Displaced People under the United Nations Capital Development Fund. Yakoteti Gloria, the Speaker of Arua City Council, explained that the city has been overstressed by the heavy burdens brought about by inconsiderable persons of concern who consume services meant for nationals.
We have been very friendly, you will bear with me. We have urban refugees who are living, some have bought land here in the city. We have asylum seekers, we have Indian community, we have migrants and immigrants. You are also aware of our international border. We are sharing common border with the DRC, with the South Sudan. So the issue of now population increase and the people who are living in the city speaks for itself. You go follow maybe along these streets at your own leisure time, and you will see the population of Arua City. Many do not even speak our language.
Whereas 500 million Ugandan shillings from Ministry of Health is set aside to cater for upgrading of Orivu Health Center 3 to Health Center 4 in Ivu East constituency, while 29,131,355 shillings has been placed for integrated child health days, all geared towards improving health service delivery in the city. Some of the councillors appreciate the efforts of the Ministry of Health and other partners for their support towards improving health service delivery.
People local from Reki moved up to Atumi, moved up to Uli Health Center 4 or Rural Farm for the health services. So our prayer is that this is coming, and the first allocation is 500 million.
See that Adumi is very far from Ive East. Ive East really needed a health center for easy service delivery.
When we look at the location of Ive East, we have what we call it down in the Reki, we have a water this side, we have Mitu Nyaroe, choosing Orepo as the health center for Central. I want to appreciate the ministry for that decision they have taken.
Aibu East is big and it has a bigger population of persons with disabilities who face serious challenges of mobility. Some of those people don't have wheelchairs and yet their mobility requires wheelchairs. And now that the health center is going to be upgraded from health center 3 to 4, I believe the services will also be improved.
The town clerk is here, and the person from the department is here. Can we have these budgets implemented the way they are? The money that's meant for VSTs should be paid, and the one to LCs, so that we don't have this kind of conflict. Because otherwise, after the first activity of measles, the one of rubella, VSTs said, well, we're going to lay down our tools.
On the livelihood interventions by government, Arua City Council approved 3,340,884,970 shillings for agro-industrialization, human capital development, pensions, gratuity and ex gratia. However, some of the councillors raised concerns over delayed disbursement of funds by both central government and local governments, affecting implementation of various programs.
Madam Speaker, we have a lot of irregularities as far as payment of some of these statutory monies are concerned, especially these emoluments. Emolument for August was paid at the end of September. Emolument for September up to date, no information has been given about it.
While in our city here, we normally fail in other activities, whereby supplementary is being brought, you may find that activities are going on. That is why some people don't even understand as to how these activities are being implemented.
By the close of last financial year, Arua City Council returned 6 billion Ugandan shillings to the Central Treasury over late release of funds by the Finance Ministry. Frederick Ramatri, West Nile TV, NILE CAST.
A very good evening, viewers. You are most welcome for today's edition of NILE CAST Sports News. My name is Oraku Benson Pastore. Today is already 13th of October and the year is 2023. A lot of stories continue to happen in the world of sports. But let's start it with what is happening in FIFA Big League. Match day 4 of FIFA Big League actually started on Wednesday, and yesterday we saw it coming to an end. Briefly giving you how the games went. On Wednesday, we had one game on the card. It was between Ndeje FC, Ndeje University Football Club, and the team that's Boma FC. Boma were able to beat the team Ndeje by a goal to nil. Yesterday, we had around 6 games on the card, and taking a look at how the games went, there was a game between Kataka that comes from Bale City beating the team that's Chinda Boys. Chinda Boys, a newly promoted side. Of course, Kataka edging them by a goal to nil. There was also a game between Tigezi Homeboys, a newly promoted side, also humiliated the side Chetume by 3 goals to nil. Away from that, we had a game between Blacks Power. Blacks Power is a team that is fresh from Star Times Uganda Premier League. They were battling it out with Young Elephant. Of course, they ran riot over Young Elephant, thrashing them by 3 goals to nil. And also Zinza North United had to settle for a 1-all tie with the team that is the Zinza North United settled for a 1-all draw with Mbale Heroes that comes from Mbale City. There was a game between Karo Karunzi as they did beat the team Calvary that comes from West Nile and particularly from Yumbe district. And actually the last game which was played yesterday was actually between Lugazi FC. They were actually at home up against Police FC that is controlling the table standing right now. And that game did not produce any single goal into the back of the net. That means the game ended in a barren draw, as you can say, in a goalless draw. Now, after match day 4 of the games, it's only Onduparaka that has played lesser games than the rest of the teams. That means the other 14 teams, they have already played 4 rounds. The game for Onduparaka will now be on the way next week. Now, briefly taking a look at the table standing on top is now Police FC out of 4 games played, winning 3, drawing 1. They are still unbeaten with 10 points. Second team on the log is, of course, Lugazi, also with something of around 7 points, having played 4 games, picking 1 defeat, 1 draw, and winning 2. Of course, the team that completes the top 3 is the team that's the Blacks Power, with also 7 points. Down in the relegation zone, we have got teams like Jinza North United. You talk about Sinda Boys, Young Elephant, and the rock bottom team at number 15 is, of course, Ndeze University, that have lost all the games and they are yet looking for the first point of the season. Away from the story of FUFA Big League, we are still within the country and we are talking about under-20 Women World Cup qualifiers. Of course, the Crested Queens, they have done a brilliant job to see that they push themselves to the next round of the under-20 World Cup qualifiers. That's after beating Mozambique this evening by 2-0. That means in aggregate, the Crested Queens, they have advanced by 8-0 against Mozambique after the first leg had ended by 6-0 when they were actually away from home to Mozambique. Today was actually the reverse fixture where we have seen our Crested Cranes declining in the performance, beating them by 2-0. That means, as I said, they have now proceeded to the next round by 8-0. They are either waiting to face Senegal or as Benin, because as I talk right now, Senegal, they have an upper hand. They are already 2 goals ahead of that Benin in the first round because they beat Benin by 2-0. Their reverse fixture will be on 15th, probably on Sunday. So the Crested Cranes, as the under-20 women's team of Uganda, they are either waiting for Senegal or as Benin. Away from that story, actually the biggest story in the continent of Africa is all about the release of the draws of 2023 African Cup of Nations. The tournament will be taking place next year in Ivory Coast from the month of January up to the month of February, but it is still called AFCON 2023. Now briefly taking a look at the draws. In Group A, we have Ivory Coast that are the host. There is Nigeria. We have got Equatorial Guinea, not forgetting about Guinea-Bissau. Then in Group B, we have got the Egyptians, the Pharaohs. I am talking about Egypt. We have got Ghana. There is Cape Verde, and lastly Mozambique. Then in Group C, there is Senegal, the defending champions. We have got Cameroon of Vincent Abakar. There is Guinea and Gambia. And then in Group D, we have got Algeria, the Desert Foxes. There is Burkina Faso. We have got Mauritania still in Group D, and lastly Angola. And then in Group E, there is Tunisia. We have got Mali. There is South Africa, and lastly Namibia. And in Group F, we have got Morocco of Hakim Ziyech. There is DRC, our neighbors here. We have got Zambia of Patson Daka, who plays for Leicester City. And lastly, our neighbors, that's Tanzania. Then to finalize, Christopher Galti, of course, has been appointed as the head coach of Al Dulal, a team that comes from Qatar. And lastly, before I leave the studio, of course, former Spain women head coach George Valdia has officially been appointed as the head coach of Morocco women team. Remember, he won the World Cup with Spain, the first time we are seeing the Spaniards winning the World Cup. With that, we have come to the end of today's edition of NILE CAST Sports News. My name remains Oraku Benson Pastore. Enjoy your moments, and we'll link up again tomorrow.
Thank you, Rako Benson Pastore, for that sports news.